Hi Torah lovers, it's Sukkot, which means it's time to take Lulav and do this embodied mitzvah. We're taught in the tradition that taking Lulav is a practice of uniting our bodies in love to Hashem. And as trans people and people with dysphoria, the suggestion that we could unite our bodies with love can be anywhere from unrealistic to offensive to deeply painful, especially when embodied practices and offerings come with no acknowledgement that as trans people our bodies might not be safe places to be and might be extremely difficult to find grounding and centering in. So I wanted to offer this guided meditation for taking the Lulav in a way that lets us engage and hold our dysphoria with compassion and with the support of these plants, so that we can move towards becoming more whole in our bodies, more whole with this mitzvah, and more whole with Hashem. Before we start, let's ground our minds in the sources before we try to get into our bodies. So we learn the mitzvah of taking Lulav from a verse in Vayikra, which says, "And you shall take for yourselves, more or less, the Lulav, Hadassim, Aravot, and the Etrog. You should take them together and rejoice before Hashem your God." Meaning that somehow taking these four species and putting them together is supposed to help us access joy. How so? There's two ways. One we learned from a midrash in Vayikra Rabbah, which is that each one of the four species corresponds to a body part. And taking them together, they represent the entire body, so that we can fulfill the verse, Kol atzmotai tomarna Hashem mi kamocha. My entire body declares Hashem, who is like you. We also know that each of the four species comes from a different ecological region in the land of Israel-Palestine. We can use the ecological images to help us discover new meanings in our bodies that are outside of the framework of gender. And I find that that can be very healing in my experience of my body. So taking the Lulav is a practice of uniting our body in love. And as trans people, entering our bodies can be a lot like entering a den of dragons. It's dangerous, it's risky, and we are on edge and we're on high alert. It can be really difficult for us to do body meditations because of our dysphoria. We're given the gift of the Lulav to help us become more whole in ourselves. And we can use the mitzvah to work away from surrendering like slaves to the suffering of dysphoria and towards releasing as free people into the joy of embodied life. This practice is not intended as a replacement for medical care to treat dysphoria, but rather as a supplement. This practice invites dysphoria to arise so that we can respond from resourced compassion. Please engage with it in a space that is safe and that provides resources to help you recover from the experience if necessary. Let's begin. Find yourself in a comfortable posture as we begin the meditation. Before trying to enter my body, I feel the ground beneath me. If I'm in a building, I feel the floor, which rests on the foundations of the building, which rests on the earth, which rests on the bedrock. Now coming back up, breathe in, breathe out. Breathing in, I am aware that there is suffering. Breathing out, I am not alone in my suffering. Breathing in, I say hello. Breathing out, I smile. Now, take the lulav. It's the stem, and it grows in the desert. There's harshness and emptiness and pain here. Take a moment if you feel able. Find one or maybe two spots in your body that feel empty or painful today. And remembering that you are holding the lulav and you can return to this plant whenever you need to. And as we will discover later, there is flexibility in this desert, and there is space to be found in the pain. Now take the hadassim. There are 3, and the hadassim correspond to the eyes, and they grow in the mountains. From this place of pain, we can expand and witness. And from high up on the mountain, we can see that we are not the only ones with this suffering and with this pain. We can see that we are together in it, and we can see that others of us have healed before, and that healing is possible. From atop your mountain, bring your hadassim together in the right side of the lulav. And now take the aravot, the lips, the mouth that speaks, which grows on the rivers. Closing your eyes, find one place in your body where you feel alive and nourished and euphoric. Maybe it's small, like your eyelashes. That is enough. Breathe it in, drinking the waters, and breathe out. Breathing in, I'm aware of the joy that is in my body. Breathing out, I let that wellspring flow and nourish my entire body. Now bring the aravot together on the left side of the lulav. You can look at the colors, the different greens of each one of the plants, and the beauty of the desert, the mountain, and the river, all coming together. Now, keeping the lulav in your right hand, pick up the etrog with the stem pointing up and what's called the piton, which should look like a little bit brown on top and not broken off, unlike the stem where the fruit is growing from the tree. The piton pointing down. The etrog is the heart, and it grows on the coasts. Here there is possibility. At the shore, we are at the boundaries. We know so well how to live in this liminal space. We know so well how to dream the unknown into existence. This is where we are at our strongest. This is where our ancestors come to help us. We have always been here. Breathing in, know that you're at the edge of possibility. Breathing out, know that it can be manifested for you in your lifetime. Now bringing together the coast, the heart, with the desert, the mountains, the rivers, the spine, the eyes, the mouth. Bring them together. The etrog in your left hand and the lulav bundle in your right hand. And if you are performing the mitzvah of taking lulav today, and you say the bracha, Baruch atah Hashem, Elokeinu melech haolam, asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav, v'tzivanu al netilat lulav. And you flip the piton up like a key, unlocking the body's potentials in the uni of the 4 species, which are everything. Everything is in your body. Everything is contained in the land. This meditation and all the learning on Tea for Torah is sponsored in memory of these beloved neshamas. I invite you to sit with the lulav and the 4 species for as much time as you like. Rejoice in them. Enjoy their beauty. When you're ready, let them go, knowing that all the magic contained within these 4 plants is also contained within you. May we move towards wholeness, towards healing, and towards joy in every part of our bodies this year. Chag Sameach.
Ay, 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 ay. הפכת מזוודי למחולי, פיתחת שק ותעזרי ניסיך, למען יזמך חבוא ולא ידום, אדוני אלוהי לעולמותיך. היה נה 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 נה